We are live with the first episode of Around the Superhorn, Collegiate Karting Leagues' new analyst show. I am Florida International University's Ted Bear, joined today by an all-star cast, including Morgan State University's own Zay, the Golden Mane captain, Air Hockey, and Collegiate Karting League founder, Spicy BM. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I'm doing blessed.
And we're all feeling good right now. Super hyped to get this show going here. We got a big and really talented cast in terms of who we got here with the analysts. So I'm finally excited, to get a chance to talk and really just talk some college Mario Kart, which we're all here to do.
Yep, I am super excited for today. Obviously amazing when we get to do a new program, a new show, especially with my great friends and colleagues here. We will start off today's topics recapping the previous primetime match that we just saw, New Mexico State University versus Buena Vista University. Very fun match, very close. New Mexico State University took home the win off the back of Toffee's own 149 points, 525 to 459.
Yeah, and I want a quick shout out the rest of the supporting cast from NMSU, because we all knew about how good Toffee was, but really you look at the rest of that cast and there's so much good support play from the entire lineup, which really elevates the play of like Toffee, knowing that they have a crowd behind them who's able to keep them in those top spots, which is really important. And I think that's super pivotal. And like, want to throw it over to Zay, who can talk to us like knowing how important it is to have like a strong supporting cast behind you, because I know with Morgan, when your players behind you are playing well, it's a great feeling.
Yeah, of course. I think this is like a really great matchup to see because it was the top two teams in the division, and there was a little chit chatter as I've heard in the Division 6 chat, and this match was probably a great preview for what could possibly happen in finals. So to see New Mexico State and Buena Vista have a great battle to start out their first match, potential multiple matches throughout the season. I think this is really good.
Yep. Hockey, any thoughts on your end?
Yeah, no, I mean, getting to watch people play this game is always really fun. I think there's just so many interesting things that we see happen at every division with CKL. Like, like in D1, you'll see matches where it's like, yeah, this could just be an MKU match. You're going to see a lot of the plays you would maybe normally expect. But in some of the divisions after D1, just the way that people play the game at every level and every division is just a little bit different. And I think getting to see how so many people approach this game so differently is always a blast to watch.
I agree, and I think all of you guys have made great points. Obviously, Toffee, star of the show, teammate Mr. H5 with 117, but we got to give some props to Buena Vista as well. NC with 104, G4A, one of our stream point of views from the previous match, scoring 97. The match, from what I saw, it was really, really close for a really, really long time. And I think adding on to your point, Hockey, where kind of once you get past that first division or two of CKL, where things are kind of a lot more unconventional, you definitely saw a lot of unique combos that match. You saw a lot of unique strategies, but each player was trying to do their role to the best of their ability. And I think for both teams, it really shined. And New Mexico State just happened to come out with the victory on top. Moving on from New Mexico State University to Buena Vista versus Buena Vista University, going to Division 1 at a glance. Division 1, the quote-unquote premier division for Collegiate Karting League, has been extremely close this season. If we take a look at the latest division update, we could see for Conference A, Waterloo Water leading with a big 5 wins, 1 loss record. FIU Panthers in second place with 4-2. Kutztown University 3-2, holding the last wildcard spot in playoffs, with Oklahoma University at a perfect .500 record right now. Over in Conference B, we have the Michigan Wolverines leading the way, with UCSD close behind. As you guys look at sort of the the matches for Division 1 and how they played out. What are some thoughts that come to mind for you guys? We'll start with you, Zay.
What comes to mind when I look at D1 is just that there is a lot of high level talent in Division 1. Obviously, Waterloo, you have Inga, you have Iona, you have Pickley, you have, oh my God, like they just have so much talent. I can't even name it all, and it just all comes together. When you have that level of experience, high level experience, it just helps make your surrounding talent just that much easier. And then we also have like other high level players with Green, who's a Team USA member, or even Cutsound's Golden Teddies, who have technical, who's one of the best time trialers in the world. It's just like so much talent in D1. It always an interesting matchup whenever a D1 match is.
Yep. Spicy, let's go with your thoughts.
And so, like, kind of piggybacking off of Zay, when you have like that kind of talent, it really makes the division feel really close. Like, you take a quick look at those standings, and there's some things that make some sense here. Some things we expected, like yeah, Michigan 5-1 or 4-1, we saw that coming. Waterloo 5-1, sure, but if you look at the results, like it does feel like any team can beat any of their opponents at this point. You saw Oklahoma have a win against FIU. I'm so sorry to bring that up, Ted Bear.
Unfortunately.
But you got also like Kutztown beats Waterloo, Waterloo beating other teams. It feels back and forth. It's so hard to tell. And we've looked at this in the past and we think about like all these teams which have been like these have been like, okay, they're the clear cut like favorites going in. But here, it's so hard to pick a favorite going in. And we're in the midpoint of the season. And it really just shows how close each and every team here is in Division One. And gotta throw it over to hockey to like get your thoughts on this too, but I'm curious to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, no, I mean, I outside of CKL have played, or at least I've played once or twice with a lot of these players, and I think seeing going from this team setting where they're all working together with each other to then all competing against each other is pretty fun to watch, even if I'm on the sidelines for it. Because there are so many people that are so good at this video game, and just kind of watching them all go at each other with it is really cool to see.
Indeed. Division 1, really close right now, as you guys have said. I want to give a quick shout out to University of Oklahoma. We are going to be featuring them soon, but they have gone from the bottom 8 seed of Division 2, upsetting the first seed team, my FIU Panthers, unfortunately for me. They've been making a crazy run, and I think it really shows just how strong competition could be when you have the bottom seed beating the top seed with a really dominant 82-point performance from them when that happened. Now, of course, I'd rather not dwell on that match too much since I played in it and got my butt kicked. So let's move on to Division 2. Right now, the big story of the division is University of Maryland having a dominant 6-0 run right now, I believe. Off the back of Fate and Luffy, two very strong players. Of course, though, competition is fierce. The Virginia Tech Hokies right behind in the third seed with a wildcard spot, and the UGA Georgia Bulldogs holding down Conference B with a 3-1 record.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
at this
like
point in
thinking
time,
about the go ahead, Hockey.
all right. At this point in time, UMD is one of the last truly undefeated teams left in the league. We saw one of the very few left get knocked out last night with UNL. We had two undefeated teams in D6 go against each other tonight. They're one of the only teams that has yet to be beat, and they might be the only team that can actually pull it off with just 4 matches left.
Yeah, and thinking about that, when you have 4 matches left, it start to wonder like, are we going for the perfect season? And we've seen it before. Like FIU had the perfect season last season. You go back a year before, and Iona has a 10-0 in the regular season as well. And Maryland may be trying to do something similar there, but like, despite them being so good so far, another thing about D2 is a lot of these teams, yes, they haven't been able to touch Maryland yet, but you know there's a ton of potential there. And like, gotta throw it over to Zay, who's very familiar with this division, especially with the talent here.
Every single player that I play here, it's just a lot. It's a lot of talent in this division. Like people will probably just like drown it out. Oh, it's not D1. Like D2 has insanely talented players. Like D Division 2 consists of teams that have like very solid core of like 4 to 5 players that like have a really great idea what they're doing, and it just makes every match like worth watching, and just like makes every match like exciting. Like nothing is a cakewalk in D2. Obviously, coming from the person who's 0-6 in D2, but we're surviving, y'all. We're surviving.
We believe in the Morgan State comeback. It's interesting that you bring up Spicy, the undefeated season Maryland is currently facing. I was behind FI. I was the captain of FIU's run in season 2, where we finished with a 12-0 record. And while that was Division 3, I had spoken with Franken and Goji the Yoshi from Iona University that had almost made that perfect run in season 1 back in fall 2023. When you're getting those wins, you're definitely painting a massive target on your back. No matter how strong your team might appear, there's a lot of pressure that falls onto your shoulders. And it's going to be interesting to see how Fate and Luffy and the rest of the team will be able to handle it, especially when you see, teams like UCLA and UGA and Virginia Tech have the talent to overtake them. Moving on now to Division 3 at a glance. The big story today revolves around the primetime match last night, where the University of Alabama Huntsville Chargers took down the University of Nebraska Reckless Reds in a thrilling 10-point victory on primetime last night. UAH extends their lead of the series to 3-2 lifetime. Air hockey, you casted that match, and you're also a competitor in Division 3. I would love to hear your thoughts on what's going on in the division.
The third division has felt like a war zone at times, in some of the best and the worst ways. There's so many things where it's like there's so few things you can just kind of take as a given in this div, and I think one of the few things that, at least in my team's mind, we could was that UNL was probably one of the strongest teams here and probably couldn't be beaten, and that just got broken too. Like, if you look at some of these match results, you can see like, oh, like UAH has beaten Golden Mains, but then Golden Mains has beaten RIT, and RIT has beaten UAH. Like, so many matchups are winnable. You can form these chains of like, oh, like you have all these rock, paper, scissors chains going on. It's just every match is competitive. Every match has felt winnable. And I really think that makes this division really special. Like, if you look at the wildcard standings right now, there's like 4 teams that are all on 2-2. And it's gonna come down to these game margins, maybe picking up tiebreaker points where you can. I really don't think any 2 people would have the same predictions for who's gonna make playoffs, and I don't even know if any of those would end up to turn out correct.
Yeah, like I'm thinking about this and like being an analyst for this, it's so hard for D3 because like there's so many teams that are that close, that competitive with one another. So it's like a matter of seeing like each and every game from this point in the season really does matter. And you kind of love to see that, at least from a spectator perspective.
Zay, you played against quite a few of the teams in Division 3 right now. You've done a lot of scrims against NC State. You played against Nebraska in playoffs last season. Played against Alabama Huntsville last season as well, playing against them in 4v4 along with West Georgia. I'd like to hear kind of your thoughts being on the outside this time around.
On the outsides this time around, it's definitely a feeling to have, because I definitely feel like I would have loved to have played these teams again, especially with their newfound talent. Like one of the two more underrated teams that I think could really make a big push is UAH, because like UAH has like an insane top 6 if they're able to gather. Like Green JC leading the way along with G's, Creo, Cortifex, and then they got 2 really good pickups in Nothing and Elixir, who I think that they just like well-rounded their team so well. And I think they're a very underrated team. Obviously UNL or GBR, they're just like they have insane depth. And somebody who has played them in playoffs, I definitely felt that depth as we played them. And NC State, of course, I'm always very happy to see NC State succeed, because I helped them a little bit to try to get to where they were, as I created a sub clan in my school server to like do combination matches with my school and their school, to help them like be really good at 6v6. So I'm very happy to see that they're like finally that they're succeeding and seeing the fruits of their labor.
Yep, it's very nice to see. As we look at Division 4 at a glance, the big story today The second team for UCSD2, previously undefeated, had lost to Utah earlier in the day. 523 to 461 off the back of a monstrous performance by Snowy, who scored 172 points in the match, only 8 away from a perfect score. However, as the broadcast started for Around the Superhorn, we saw that University of Florida had beaten Utah by 10 points.
Ooh.
497 to 487, with Max topping the table with a 138, Hobby with a 125, Snowy with a very strong 128. This division, very, very close as well. It's great to see this sort of level of competition in CKL where you really don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I love this division because like obviously UCSD too was starting off insanely well this season. They had insane chemistry with each other. I was in their calls while they were playing. They have such great chemistry. But Snowy is a very talented player in his own right, and he's starting a really good team in Utah over there. And his team is starting to finally able to gather. And obviously we know how talented Snowy is. Him getting first place, 11 out of the 12 races, obviously having an unfortunate I believe if you minus take away 10, he has an 8th place on Sinesbo, but like obviously, like damn, this Utah team is very talented. And then UF coming in right after Utah beats UCSD2, who's undefeated. It gives Utah a lot of like momentum, and then UF comes in and saying, "No, we could beat you guys too. Don't think you guys are like top dog now." With Max and Hobby obviously like coming in and doing their thing. Just a really great div all around.
Yep. Some other notable teams there. University of Arizona, FIU Gold, the second team for FIU. California State Long Beach having a really strong season as well. As we look at Division 5, kind of the main story there has been the return of the Road Runner Racers. University of Texas San Antonio, I believe, with a 5-1 record right now. However, the UI Vandals right there behind them with a 4-1 record. Very close 6-man division. Gentlemen, do you have any thoughts of how that's playing out right now?
Division 5 shapes up to be one of the sneakiest divisions just because of how close it is and like how little it matches kind of what we were predicting so far. Because like you look at this, UI had a couple scrims which moved them up into this division. UTSA had some prior experience with Texas Unified from fall 2023. EKU had a like one player with experience, but then they're basically a brand new team. Kutztown Inside Lane, a team that's coming in as with a strong program. Milwaukee has Shadow, a phenomenal player in their own right, and ASU Inferno, a team coming from a really well-growing Arizona State program. It's so close. Like at this point, it feels like a three-horse race for now between UI, UTSA, EKU, where it's like a rock paper scissors effect so far with those three teams. But it's so close to call, and it's also really insane to see because those are the top three teams. But you look at the Indivs chart, the scoring race, and you see Shadow and Sunset really doing so well, and also giving some great bike representation, which you don't see too often all the time. So the D5 is like honestly one of the divisions I think you really have to watch for going in the rest of the season.
Yep. Speaking of Shadow, quick shout out to them. They are my former teammate on Dark Matter, having a very strong season, leading Milwaukee Panthers in their first run. Also, Arizona State University Inferno, their second team, having a little bit of a struggling start, but we would love to see them come back. And as we go into the final division, Division 6, obviously the biggest storyline just played out a little bit ago with New Mexico State University and Buena Vista, but there's still a lot more to talk about. Air hockey, why don't you lead that discussion for us?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at this division, NMSU and BVU jump out pretty quickly as two of the strongest teams in this division. If you look at their margins across their first 4 matches, you see both teams are pushing 1,000. Just two very strong performances by both these teams. So this match and their rematch later on, because this was their first time playing each other, will be probably what defines the division, because this will probably make the difference of who comes out on top over the other one. Getting that first seed for playoffs is very important. But for the rest of Division 2, there's very strong players everywhere. Like you still see a lot of, if you like look at the division at a glance, you see a lot of strong players occupying these spots everywhere. BVU is occupying a lot of these really high scoring spots. Always a really good thing to have for your school. We see like Auburn's doing some good work. College has put up some pretty good games as well. It's a really interesting division to watch, and I think we saw that tonight with primetime of like just because it's D6 doesn't mean there's nothing going on. It's very fun to watch.
Yep, and actually, I believe College got a win earlier tonight, over I believe Hendrix University. So good job on them. Very close, very fun division to watch. However, as we look away from the divisions at a glance, we got to talk about the next primetime match, which will begin after the broadcast with University of Oklahoma versus University of Michigan. These two teams are such strong powerhouses. Obviously, you look at University of Michigan, and I think my mic's messing up a little. Hold on 1 second. All right. University of Michigan, very, very strong. I mean, you look at their roster, there might not even be a single hole there. You have Short leading the way as captain. You have Whooper, C2D2, Fexican, Crow / Freddy, and now Shogger as well, a new pickup for the season. But then you look at University of Oklahoma, which has had that very same course dating back to that first season with Rumble, Rhino Bites, Golden, Taika Dessa. Two very strong teams. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on how that match you think it'll play out later today.
Yeah, and what can we say? The rich keep getting richer. University of Michigan already had a really strong team, and they pick up Sean, a former Bronze 2 player, and it's just like, hey, you keep adding it up. The ammo keeps coming in, and then it's just a really great team to look out for. I really do think that they're going to probably go all the way this season. One of my favorites, honestly, to go all the way this season. But then we also have Oklahoma, who unfortunately did lose a couple of their top players in JWT and Tobias and Toby, as y'all will call him. But they did get a lot of great new talent, as in Marul, Dutch, Bones, who just like they still complement the starting lineup really well, and they've already became essential pieces to Oklahoma's success early on.
Oh, for sure, yeah. The one thing I do want to bring up is that Oklahoma has this history of just getting some insane upsets. Like you look at their results as a team as a whole. Third place in the first ever syllabus week, second place in the syllabus week that happened before this season. This is a team that will find their way to claw some upsets on some major wins. And despite lacking what I guess a true superstar, you don't have like a Crow here, you don't have a technical, you're not gonna have like your Ionas and your Ingites, but it's like
And your FIU
it's so
Green.
your FIU Greens, yeah. But like Oklahoma has this talent of just winning games with their back against the wall and clutching out some big ones too. Like you can't underestimate this team because yes, Michigan is coming in as a pretty heavy favorite just because of how insane that lineup is. But Oklahoma is never a team you want to underrate.
Yeah, for sure. I think the strongest thing for Oklahoma, beyond just sort of the obvious maybe game knowledge or anything like that, is that this team all knows each other and they've known each other for a very long time. You know, the longer you're playing together as a team, only good things can happen if you just keep working together and playing together and just getting more matches in. That's never bad for a team. And I think that's what's given OU the edge so many times where it looked like at a glance they couldn't clutch it.
Yep. It was gonna have to come up sooner or later. But FIU and Oklahoma do have a kind of bloated, one-sided history between each other. We played in the first CKL season together where they beat us 2-0. And they've beaten us in every single matchup we've had, save for one. We did beat them in Syllabus Week 2 Grand Finals. But you know that they're chomping at the bit to not just have another rematch with us, but to keep having strong wins and strong matches. As strong as Oklahoma has been, though, when you look at their previous primetime match that they had versus Waterloo, where you could kind of make a lot of comparisons between Waterloo's lineup and Michigan's lineup. You know, Iona for Crow, Ingite for Fexican, Pickley for Short, Boss Yoshi for Whooper. You know, they're very top heavy. They're very strong. And we've seen that even though Oklahoma can grab a lot of those mid spots, the famous Oklahoma special of getting 3 through 8 on a table, when you have such immense firepower that Michigan has, it's going to be interesting because it's kind of the two main play styles that CKL has, the synergized team-based cart versus the really top-heavy play. It's going to be interesting to see what Oklahoma took away from that first primetime match they had against Waterloo and what they'll apply to try and get a victory here over Michigan.
Mm-hmm. It's it's definitely a very interesting tactic to look at because the 3-8, 3-9 has definitely like worked for them in past. We've seen it so many times, the OU special. But in situations where these teams have solid top fives, even like complete solid top sixes, it's gonna be really hard to like get every single mid spot in between and just nudge like very slim victories out now. So we're gonna see how OU adjusts to that tonight and even in future matches.
Yeah, I think one of the big things with the kind of two CKL play styles is that sometimes the play style your team chooses can not necessarily be a choice for you. If you're coming into your school, like you played lounge over the summer and stuff, and maybe you did comp in high school, and you come into college and you want to make a team, you might not be able to find anyone else that plays comp, so you sort of have to go with that very top heavy style. Versus like if you're coming in, you're finding other people while also playing at college. You can kind of choose like, oh, like do we want to do like this sort of mid pack, get all the mid spots play style, or just send whoever we think our fastest runner is, put them in one, and then like just pray.
Yeah, and I think going off that, that's actually a great point you bring up, Hockey, especially when you think about that, like Oklahoma is one of those teams that didn't have any MKC names going into the first time they ever registered. I remember analyzing this team when they first signed up for the league, and like we knew next to nothing about them. But that's a team that really just put in a lot of hard work and basically climbed their way grinded their way up into Division One. If you're one of those like teams in like D5, D6 watching, knowing you're in one of those cases where we don't have any experience coming into this, it's a great story to watch a team like Oklahoma who's been able to play that role successfully, have that story where they climb up all the way here. And I won't lie, a win against Michigan would do wonders for Oklahoma here, especially looking towards the rest of the season because Oklahoma at 2-2, they're quietly fighting for a playoff spot when I think the storyline was they were solid. They're like a kind of like gatekeeper team in Division One. If you're better than Oklahoma, you're D1 for sure. But like it's a matter of saying, is Oklahoma gonna finally get to that point where they are real where they can like, put them in that like top tier of like the true contenders in the league? If they can beat Michigan, the argument is there.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's going to be exciting, and I think no one's going to deny that. It's going to be really exciting, and for me, it's going to be very fun. I will be casting that match after the around the Superhorn wraps up. However, we now have a pretty fun segment coming up. Zay and a Fool. Zay, would you like to talk more about this?
So this is just this little calm little section. We got some clips from a couple of our CKL members of some moments in their matches where they do some goofy stuff, and we're here to like talk about it. Make a couple jokes and laugh about it. So I mean, hey, let's see what we got here. So here we go. We got our first clip of Zay and a
Oh,
Fool.
he's Zay and a Fool. What?
Oh my god. Here we got UWM Shadows. She's a Wild Witch, and she takes out the triple greens, and she just eliminates the entire pack and throws the green back at the Roadrunner back there. Who is that?
Yep.
Wait, the Roadrunner got unlucky. Pro got got hit and then backed. Absolute disrespect from Shadow there. And then we have Raspada playing against East. Wait, I've just realized this is us. Wait, I just realized this is us. I'm not even joking. Okay,
well, we
as you
got
can
some
see,
greens there from Raspada.
yeah, as you can see, Raspada absolutely crapping on all of us right there, finishing the job on Bagel right there. And here we go to Rhino Bites versus FIU on Cloud Top Cruise.
Oh
and
man.
in a desperate situation here, Rhino throws a bomb up and it works. And he creates space for his teammates to come up, and it becomes a top three, top four situation for OU. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Am I right?
What a kamikaze bomb.
And then here we have
that's insane.
Yeah. And here we have FIU Green with the bomb on TikTok clock. LeBron James bugs out of first place. Oh god, that was very impressive right there. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
The angle's insane. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually crazy. That's actually
Oh, bang shot. That's a Tim Duncan-esque play right
And then-
there.
exactly. And then Slick over here showing us why he is gold too, and Empire Hackers has won multiple MKU championships with his state of the art Wi-Fi here.
Oh my god.
Yep, love playing against Slick. And here, oh god,
Uh-oh. Who's that in the cam, Zay?
Okay, I can explain here. Why are we slow mowing this? Okay, I was checking my back cam. And I didn't see Blenny stopped. I was planning on running Blenny, but Zach was behind me, so I had to check my back cam. Anyways, here we are on Daisy Circuit. We have Rhino Bites with the green decides to kamikaze his whole race, and Smart bounces himself. He probably complained about that and said okay afterwards. And then we have Green too.
Green.
That's what happened. That's how we got the shock and forth.
Yep. And he changed the shock into Senate.
Oh.
He shrooms up and just annihilates the entire GBR team. What a play
Him
from
out.
him. And he gets one off of that. Great stuff, Green JC.
It's the box just
Okay.
to fire them out. That's insane.
Yo,
Hello,
why is there
Zay.
so many clips of me? Like, what's happening here?
Because we're Zay a
All right.
fool.
Okay, all right. So Matt hits me out. Amy then hits me out. Then D-Mouse hits me out. Runs off the track, by the way. And then
Zay, where's the
Eva.
back camera?
Oh my god.
Hey, you had a bunch of warning signs on the camera there. You should have pressed that X button.
I should have pressed the X button. I didn't see the
Classic Blue Lake of nobody having any fun.
the warning sign there. Yeah, I know. There was a lot of clips about me there, Tenberry. What do you like to say? Why was there like
Oh,
literally 4 clips there about me?
I guess we're really Zaying a fool with that.
Zay, I don't know
Yeah.
if you're reading chat, but Greg has some words for you.
Wait, hold on. I can't see chat right now, but Greg, I'm sorry. Like it's not what it looks like. I swear to God. Like it was unlucky. I was unlucky. That's what I would say. I'm gonna say that.
This is behind the scenes footage of Zay receiving Greg's messages right here.
Wait, really?
Yep.
He's sending me messages? Wait.
No. Look in the look in the chat. As Zay reads the very nice, kind words that Greg is giving. Let's move on to Guess That Me. Spicy, would you like to take this one away?
Yeah, I was thankful to have some volunteers who I reached out to willing to provide their me. We're going to have a little fun here. Chat, feel free to interact as well, as the panelists are going to figure out who's that collegiate player in the same vein as who's that Pokemon. So we're going to get right into this. We're going to start off. You're going to get this little graphic here. Thank you, Canva, who has to have a trademark there, watermark, but unfortunately that's how it is. So, panelists, you are allowed to ask one question each before we reveal who it is. You cannot ask who this player is.
Damn it! That was my question.
It's definitely okay. Is he black? No.
To my
Oh.
knowledge, no.
Okay. All right.
To my knowledge.
Okay, so wait, it can be so it can be any question.
Any question, yes.
Can I know who the next player is?
Sadly, no. I'm hearing from production that it is not an option either.
Is this player
No.
laggy?
Question.
This player laggy. I don't know, really. I haven't had any bad experiences in terms of connection with them, but yeah. And now you all just asked your question pretty much, unless Talkie wants another question here.
Has to be Rhino. It looks like.
I would like to lock in my guess, if Anyone wants to say theirs first? I'm gonna say this is Arizona State University Slick.
Slick. Yeah, no, yeah, Slick, definitely Slick. You can see the blonde hair, like edges, like very small edges, like, and you can see like the default NPC, like me, like you could definitely see like Slick's me looks like he's easy to draw. So with that, like I could definitely tell that could probably be Slick.
Yeah, I knew that too. I'm gonna guess Slick as well.
And now I'm so glad that we don't have face cameras on because who's that CKL player? That is Fitchy.
That is not the me they use, bro.
The head of the Collegiate Karting League just got called an NPC on stream.
Wait, shit, I didn't know that.
Okay, but that meme does look easy to draw.
Fitchy has never used that me in his life. First off, it's an inaccurate me. If this was Fitchy's design of himself, the chin should be way sharper.
Oh no, the black SUVs are at my door right now. That's crazy.
Oh no, well it's okay. We got 5 more. We get a chance to redeem ourselves. Let's go into the next one and figure out who's that CKL player.
Oh, Shadow. Oh, that was easy. That was easy. Way too easy. That's my guess.
Know. I don't know at this point. I got pretty punked right there.
No.
I'll lock in University of Wisconsin Milwaukee's Shadow.
Guys, we get to ask a question.
I don't need to ask a question.
I'll
I'm
play
that
the
confidently
game.
incorrect.
Does this player's username have an animal in it?
Potentially.
So
I mean,
I'm
does
trying
it?
to see if you can like rearrange the letters in their tag to be an animal, but there is no explicit animal in their tag, as far as I know.
Rearrange the letters in their tag? What?
It's quite a question.
No, I was asking if their username has like if the player's tag. Not the school tag. I mean, I guess Utah if they just went tag hop.
What vehicle do they play, would you say? Can I ask that?
It is a type of bike.
It's a bike?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Shadow.
Are we locking in our guesses then?
Who's that? Yeah, let's see that me. I'm calling Shadow as well.
Okay, let's
Guys,
see
I'll go
who's
Shadow
that
too.
collegiate player.
Hey,
Hey, we got one.
Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Originally, part of it was going to be we're gonna have like the players either record a voice line or just give a quote. But Shadow had a lot of quotes that I was not allowed to include on stream, so we quickly axed that option as we are now going into the next player.
Hey, 1 for 2, 1 for 2. Wait, is this like Shadow Part 2?
Whoa. Okay. It'd be really funny if this person was before Shadow. Is this person above or below division or same division as Division 3?
So here's the weird thing. I'm looking at the presentation on my end too, and
oh, there we go. Okay.
I'm like, I did not point Shadow twice. So
the Spider-Man pointing finger. That's what I'm saying. Like, oh wait.
Answer your question, Ted Bear. That is the player is below Division 3.
Oh.
Okay.
The only person that I know probably has a hairstyle that I could probably guess is Abriel, but I feel like you wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think that's probably Abriel. I was below Division 3 too, so it's probably not.
I'd like for Hockey to ask a question before I say anything definitive.
Does the school this player attend? Is it on the West Coast? Is it PST or MST where their school is?
It's an Eastern time zone.
Okay, I think I have an idea of who this might be. Does anyone want to say their guesses first, though?
Did we just get like a random person off the streets, me, and just like slap him on and say, "Guess that me"? I can't give you a guess.
That's
You guys
crazy.
went. I can't give you a guess here.
I'll say mine. I believe that this might be cuts down inside lane sunset.
Oh, that's
Good
good.
guesses so far.
Wait,
Any
wait.
other
Actually,
guesses?
that is Sunset. Wait,
Yeah, that's that.
Ted Bear,
No,
you're a genius.
thank you for guessing first, Ted Bear. That's Sunset.
Well, we'll look really bad if it's not. So change
Yes,
the
Sunset
presentation
in call
first.
actually right now. Let's see who is this Collegiate Karting League player.
What?
Hey, Max,
I-
pretty University of Florida.
Max, I'm so sorry. I knew that me.
It's not Aerith, so I
No.
couldn't guess it was Max.
Unfortunately, we got some
I
time
have
though
been trying to
too.
draw all of these
Oh, we
keys.
just got shitted on. Holy.
No, it's okay. I'll apologize to Max afterwards.
We just got back greened online with that one, but it's okay. We CBT
All right,
with
let's see the next
guess.
one.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one then.
Who
Let's see,
is
guys.
this?
Okay, so here's the thing. For everyone here, you should know all these players. All these players have played at least, with the exception of Shadow, all these players have played multiple seasons or they've played MKU before. So
I know what team they're on. I don't remember who it is specifically.
Has this person spoken CKL General before?
yes, I remember them replying to you at one point.
What about Lounge General?
That's
That's
two
your second
questions.
question,
That's
and I
two
also don't know
questions.
the
Zay.
answer to that, to be honest.
That's two questions. Um,
I
is this person on a team 2 of sorts, like the second team for their
They
college?
are not. No. Their
Okay, then I
team
have
is
no
the
idea.
only team. They only have one team at their school.
There goes my guess.
one team at their school. Somebody do the div question quickly. Come on, Hawk. Use your one question on the div.
No, because I actually think I might know this one.
You will hard
Um,
carry us to the line.
Hang on. No, I don't. Oh, all right, Spicy. I'm gonna. You can't answer. Wait. What? Fuck. What am I
You're
trying
the
to
one
say?
that asked the questions, Hoggy.
East or west? East or west?
They are a West Coast player.
Okay.
Hawk, if you get this wrong, you're gonna get blued on the line every day for the next month. Think about this before you choose your answer.
I have a feeling it's someone from UCLA.
I'm gonna
UCLA.
lock it in with a confident UCLA joy.
The
Any
hair's
other
too
guesses?
long.
I'm gonna
The
go
hair's
with
too long.
I feel like I know Joy's name.
just to cover all the bases for UCLA. I'll go with UCLA Blenny.
I'm gonna go Top Hat Bear.
Okay, let's move on here. Who's that Collegiate Karting League player?
Hey, it's Joy.
Air
Joy!
hockey carrying the
Hey!
analyst panel. Great job. Great job. We got another one
Hey, I
right.
got the school right. I just had to
That
cover
is
the
true, yeah.
bases. Maybe Blenny
true,
was
yeah.
messing with us.
Imagine. But let's move on to the next one. We got two more left. Just try and keep this going as fast as we can. Then, who's this Collegiate Karting League player?
Oh goodness!
Is that
Hey,
like
we got a pose here.
is that like the Giga Chin like from Fairly Odd Parents? Holy
Oh,
chin.
it's weird. It's weird.
Oh my god, that chin is extending. It has an extended Glock. Oh my god.
There's the lore accurate Fitchy chin.
Bro, that chin is making me feel uncomfortable. Oh my god.
What division are they in?
Division 2.
Do they have an alternate me?
Division 2, Zay, you played against this person this season.
Division 2? Oh my god.
Are they in Conference A or Conference B?
Great question. I actually don't know off the top of my head. So, Conference B.
Phenomenal. Okay.
Conference B?
So this is Solution in a trench coat.
Conference B with the Giga Chin? Wait, give me a second. No, it can't be nobody from UCLA. Oh my god, that Giga Chin is cooking me right now. That Giga Chin, I don't know, man. I'm gonna just say,
man.
yo, I'm lost. I'm lost. Tap me out. I'm tapping out. What is this?
This is gonna be a complete Hail Mary. PSP Dynamo.
Oh, interesting guess so far. Any other guesses we got from the analyst panel?
I will go with Bama J just because I've never seen their me before.
Gotcha. Zay, anything from you?
Yo, give me Taka. I don't know. Give me Taka. I don't know. It's that chin is frying me right now. I gotta like take a minute.
And let's take a look at who is this CKL player. We got so close. We had 2 Georgia players mentioned.
Luxatone,
But it is
also my former teammate from Dark Matter. Please do not kill me when you see me at MomoCon.
But yeah, great work there. Luxatone sent me a few me's. It took me a while to pick out which one, honestly. But now we have our last player here. Let's move on and wrap it up with who's that Collegiate Karting League player.
This is a very ominous silhouette.
I think I've seen this in a dream before.
Why does the hair look like that?
Dream before. Any questions from the analyst panel?
Does it move?
Are
Wait,
they
what?
are they in the state of either Georgia or Pennsylvania?
Neither.
Neither.
Not in that
Okay.
time. Not in that time zone either.
Does he know he exists?
What?
Zay, please. We're trying to win here.
All right.
I guess so. That's the question we got from Zay. So go on to hockey then.
What? Okay. Can my question be an explanation of what Zay's question means?
Play in Georgia or Pennsylvania?
No, Zay's
I think
question of does he know
do
he
they know they
exists?
exist?
I
have
think
no
this
idea.
might be I think this might be because the hair looks very similar. I'm gonna lock in Go Big Red Zone Marcoco.
Ooh.
Any other guesses?
I feel like I saw this me yesterday. That might be Marcoco.
It could be Marcoco, actually.
But I feel like you guys will say something and then I disagree with you immediately. So maybe that's my problem. I'm just too agreeable, but whatever. I agree with Marcoco.
It probably is Airhawk.
What?
That would be insane
We're
if
just
that was
staring
it.
at their.
Let's take a look at the final CKL player here. Who's that CKL player? Actually, Greg.
Yo,
It's a bit of a curveball.
Gregory.
That's going to be wrapping it up.
Hey, Mark has the same haircut and also has glasses. That's close enough in my book.
Yeah, thank you again for your participation, chat especially. Thank you guys for you filling in as well. If anyone wants to join in for the next time of this, please feel free to DM me, and then we'll move forward from there. But yeah, that's it pretty much for Guess That Me and the whole Saturday night thing. It's just a little bit of a shout out that I want to do. We're gonna quick shout out actually Angle for running the stream because there's been a lot of stuff that's been going on in the background, and that's gonna be like the way I think give the props to him for what he's been doing here as well, really helping with a lot of the stream production aspect of things, as well as Nick for helping out, really kickstarting a lot of this off the ground. That's going to be our quick stat of the night, our quick shout out. So please, chat, give some props, some much due props to our great stream hosts, as well as all the casters we have, and really great media stuff. So great stuff, really all around for everyone here.
Congrats, man.
Yep. Super duper quick extra stat of the night. Congratulations to Bama's own Sales for winning Division 1 NRC free for all. Good job, man. But with that, I would like to bid you guys goodbye from the first episode of Around the Superhorn. I have been FIU's own Ted Bear.
Morgan State's there.
I've been GT Air Hockey.
And CKL staff spicy.
And we will see you guys next time. Good night and stay tuned for Division 1 Oklahoma versus Michigan.